All right, guys, what's going on? So, I figured I'd show you something I got for Christmas. And the reason why I figured I'd show you is I got turned on to this because I watch videos on watches. I like watches, and I like nice watches. And what happened, I would guess, around 2 years ago when they started to shut everything down. In New York, they started to shut everything down. And I said, oh my God, they're shutting everything down. And I said, I need something because it looks like the apocalypse is coming. And in my head, I'm thinking I'm going to be doing like a Mad Max running through the street, and I needed a watch. And so I'm looking at watches that I can't run around the street with a Omega or a Rolex because you're going to get robbed, especially in New York City. They actually tell you not to walk around with watches. In New York City, they tell you not to walk around with watches and earbuds, AirPods, whatever the hell they call them. So I said, I can't run through the street with that. And I'm in the street all the time. I go from the Bronx to Brooklyn. I mean, I'm in all the 5 boroughs. My main boroughs are Bronx, Queens, and Brooklyn, but I'm always around. And I do use my watch to tell time, but mostly I use my phone, but I like to have a watch sometimes. And the only time I'll wear a dress watch is when, New Year's Eve, I'll wear a dress watch. I don't wear it anytime else. I'll wear it for that one night for a couple of hours. That will be it. That's it. I'm not wearing it to work. I'm just not doing that. But I was wearing I had an Apple Watch that I bought, which was solely for health reasons. I like that it has let me open it up, the whole thing with the heart monitoring and heart rates and, when you exercise, all that good stuff. So I got the Apple Watch for that. And I use it. I haven't used it in a couple of days just because it's been Christmas week. And that's just where we've been. So I do like my Apple Watch, but I wear it really only when I'm exercising. Then I take it off and I'm done with it. It's not something I wear all day. Now, here's what happened. The pandemic comes, it hits, and I needed a watch. And the first thing that pops up as I'm researching watches is the Casio has 10-year life battery. If something happens, you got 10 years with it. I'm thinking that's what I need. If we got to run through these streets, I have a Casio, and I've never took this watch out. It was actually still in the bag. It's this F91W. For whatever reason, this Casio is like the most popular Casio. It came out, I don't know how many years ago. I never took it off of this thing. I think I set it, and then I never wore it. I just had it in case I did need it. Like I said, in New York City, where people were just not stopping, they're still not stopping. I'm thinking damn, I'm gonna need a watch. There's gonna be no power, no electricity. I'm gonna have to throw. At least I'll have the time and the day and what's going on if I got to navigate through what's going on here. And I bought this watch. Now I remember, I think I had this watch when I was younger or something close to it. I had a Casio watch. I do remember that it was a little bit bigger, and there you go. So I never wore this watch. It's still in the case. I ordered it from Amazon. I actually ordered this watch, and I ordered a one of these hand crank radio things. I guess is the best way to put it. It's a radio that you can turn a crank. It doesn't take a battery. It has solar power. I was getting ready for the end again 2 years ago, but I'm in New York City where they're marching and rioting and fighting every day. But as I got into more watches, and I like watches, like I said, I wear them when I wear them. This watch came up, and this watch I think I will wear because now I'm doing a lot more traveling out of state. I just got this. This is brand new. This was from Amazon. It was a gift. When you get older, you got to get gifts for yourselves. I ordered this. They call it the Casio Royale, but I think it's a Casio 1200W. Yes, Casio AE 1200W. I ordered this watch, and it's brand new. I'll show it to you. I haven't messed with it yet. Just like I haven't messed with that. I still got the plastic for this. This was on top of here, but there you go. Now, for whatever reason, it's cycling through, I guess, certain things. I haven't really got the manual out and all the stuff out of it. But they call this the Casio Royale because from what I'm reading and the videos I've watched on YouTube at least, this was like a replica of like a James Bond watch. I guess one of these James Bond movies, he wore something that looked similar to this. And this, they call it a Casio Royale. It has, which I like, it has 5 alarms. It has a stopwatch. It has a countdown feature, which I like. It tells the time in, I believe, something like either 48 cities or 48 countries. That world map, it kind of can tell the time all over the place. And it holds, I believe, 3 different times. So I can have like New York time, which is where I live, and then I can hit a button and it'll tell me what time it is, like in Central Time, which would be like Texas, and then maybe, I'll hit it again, it'll tell me California. I really don't, I don't even think I would use that, but I just like that it's there. I like the 5 alarms, and that's what I really like. The 5 alarms is what I probably use this for, and the countdown timer. Again, Casios are great because they're durable. This watch was like $20, or maybe a little bit more, $21, $22. Has a 10-year battery. 5 alarms. I need 5 alarms. I need one to wake me up in the morning, one to remind me of something in the afternoon, depending on what I'm doing, and then one, at night for whatever I gotta, finish up at night. So I probably use 3 out of those 5 alarms. The other thing I like is I like that countdown timer. Sometimes I want to just know how long I have. Sometimes I'll be in a meeting, and I got an hour. I got 45 minutes, and I will have the countdown timer go for 45 minutes so I can look and I can say, all right, I got 22 minutes left. I got 14 minutes left. I like that countdown timer. This is just kind of an analog dial. That is the world. Over there, I think it tells you different modes you're in, and that's just a straight time. But I saw videos on this watch. I had to get it. Let's compare. You can see the size of it, right? It's much bigger. This would be much better, I guess, on your wrist, at least on my wrist. This is basically almost the same size as an Apple Watch, almost basically the same thickness. I think it's a little thicker, but this is the watch that I chose to get. Now, I'm traveling more. I'm traveling outside of New York State, and when I travel, let's say I'm going to, I don't know, to Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, one of those states, I'll go down there. Sometimes I don't want to take this watch, and I'll tell you why. I have to charge it every night. The Apple Watch, you have to charge every night. It's not a bad watch. It works good, but I don't use it. If I'm not exercising, I don't care. This watch is the watch I want, and the reason why I like this watch is not only do I like the way it looks and the features that it has, but if I ever lost this watch, which I wouldn't want to do. If I lost this watch, like I said, it cost me $20 or maybe 20 something dollars. I got it off of Amazon. If I lost it, I would order the exact same one. The day I lost the watch, I'd probably be on Amazon that night, or the next day I'd be laying in my bed ready to go to sleep, and I would just click and order another one and get another one. And that's why I like this watch. When I was younger, I did have Casio. I'm talking about when I was a kid. It was more of a watch like this. It just had like the date, the time, a stopwatch, the month and the day. But this watch, there's different watches that Casio has now that are actually G-Shock, things like that. They're really advanced, more advanced than what I would use it for. And if I was going to use a watch that I needed so much advancement, then I would just stick with the Apple Watch. I can be underwater in my pool and I can still send text messages with this thing. So now with the Apple Watch, I do have a protective case over it. Just because, like I said, if I'm running around or even when I'm just exercising, you bang and, bop this thing and it just protects it. But this watch I like. People take this watch and they mod it. They do things to it. They put different bands on it. I've been watching so many different videos about this watch that people really get fancy with it, and it's amazing. I think it's a nice watch from what all the things I've read and all the things I've seen. I'm going to mess with it today when I want to take it out. I'm going to read through this manual. I'm going to try to set it up, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll do another video once I have it on my wrist. But I do like Casios, man. Casios are not, when people think of watches, they're thinking of, Omegas and Rolexes and I guess Citizens and I don't even know. Dress watches are nice. I do like nice watches. I like things like coins and watches, and they're great. But a thing like a real fancy watch is not something that I would wear every day. It just doesn't call for, I don't know, what I do. It would actually probably be dangerous for me, especially when I'm running around certain streets with a watch like that. It marks you. Something like this, nobody's going to care about. They know it's some Casio, rubber band watch. It's not going to really attract attention. So that's why I like it. And the Apple Watch, the same thing. Everybody has an Apple Watch, so it doesn't really stand out. When you wear an Apple, everywhere I go, somebody has an Apple Watch. I've seen homeless people in New York with an Apple Watch. So that's not even anything. But again, I was reading that there's certain cities that you could wear high-end watches and you wouldn't have to worry. And the first city was Dubai, and the second city was Tokyo. So you can get away with wearing a really expensive watch in like Dubai or Tokyo and not worry about somebody trying to do something to you. But in cities like New York, LA, Chicago, even London, I think London now put something out where it said not to wear your watch. I saw a video on that. People are going at you if they think you have a watch that's worth, $100. So that is it. Anyway, I figured I'd share that. If you know anything more about this watch, please leave a comment. I think these watches are great. Like I said, I like Casio. This is a good watch. I think the whole thing with this, with the alarms, the 10-year, imagine that, a 10-year battery. That's pretty good. This also has a 10-year battery. This watch has there's a lot of history with this watch, with this F91W. Type in Casio F91W, and there's a lot of things with this particular watch. I can do a whole video series just on this watch alone. That is it. All right, guys, I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Today is the day after Christmas. It's the 26th. This has the right date. That's the wrong time. This has the wrong time. This has the right time. It's the 26th, the day after Christmas. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's staying safe. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you guys later.